tuned into me watching Gully TV, you know I always profess to be one of the lords of the underground, and I got one here with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the platform, G.
Peace. It's the one and only Son of Tony. Come from Buffalo, New York. What up, Gully?
Appreciate you coming here today. I don't know whether it's the reef or you just chose to give me the casual introduction, the extra cool shit. You know what I'm saying? I need some of that energy from that Comic-Con, freestyle, my nigga. You was transforming into all types of superhero. Give me some superhero energy up in here, man. What's up, man? How you doing?
The one and only Son of Tony.
Right.
I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Right.
I'm long overdue.
No doubt. No doubt. I appreciate you stopping by. Why don't you tell my viewers how long you been doing music?
Since 2014, 2016, seriously.
All right, now I don't want to stereotype you, but I got a pretty good listening ear, and I'm very, very skilled at identifying talent that might have been cultivated in institutions. What I mean by that was your highly skilled way of putting together that Comic-Con song with all of the characters and shit. It kind of reminded me of a song that was on Pillmatic also called Game Time by Zip with the Drip. He named a lot of basketball players and shit like that. So tell me about that skill set, man. Where you picked that up at? Because everybody can't do that.
I'm an avid reader. I love reading. And it was just something like it's no different than Lil Wayne, how he went to college and then like the Carter 2 was phenomenal. You know, you saw the leap is, you know, having that love for words, man, and having that vocabulary to be able to express yourself, you know, extensively, and then the rest is just creativity, you know.
Nice, man. Nice. I love the song Comic-Con with Mickey Fax. Shout out to Mickey Fax. That's my guy, man. If you get on the track with Fax, man, you better have your dribble right. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
What was it like working with Mickey Fax? It's my man.
Smooth. It was an easy thing. Got to know each other a little bit. Shot the video for it. It was a whole cool experience because, you know, that's one of his things. He gonna talk his shit, especially about certain subjects. I'm just happy to be the ones he stepped foot on neck on that joint.
Right.
And he just made the record better. So shout out to Mick. That's my guy.
I also like the joint you did with Sky Zoo, man. Tell me what that was like. I'm liking these duos, these pairings. That's what they call them, pairings. When you put a nice cognac and a cigar together, them rich niggas, they call that a pairing.
Bourbon in the ass.
Yeah, so I like these pairings you got going on. But tell me how you and Sky Zoo put that together.
Sky Zoo. Shout out to James from Aim First. It's my guy. He reached out to Zoo and, you know, he presented it to Zoo. Zoo was fucking with it. And he was already at his creative bag, I guess, because it just fit the scenery, the soundscape for it. It's something you could feel. It's something you could visualize. You know, it was amazing, man. You know, he a writer. Right. You know, you got Zoo on the joint. It's a hip hop record. Period.
No doubt.
And that was the aim.
I'm loving the visuals, my nigga. Loving the fresh game. Is you shopping in Buffalo? Because I be over there. I don't be seeing none of that shit over there.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Is you over there? Oh, okay. Because I be over there and shit. I'm like, man, I don't know if he grabbing these pieces over there in Buff. You know what I'm saying?
That be the thing. You know, I don't know if anybody know this lately, but dudes suck. And I don't want to look like you either.
No doubt. Again, I appreciate you coming through. Tell me about, because I'm in a pickle right now, my nigga. Like, I be, you know, boasting about being the king of upstate New York media and shit like that, and somehow you just slipped through the cracks, man. Tell me, where did you come from, man? Was you in the penitentiary? You gotta come clean.
Nah, I was in the streets, and, you know, for a lot of us, we got that same story. We in the streets and something traumatic happened. You know what I mean? I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. I took a shot. That shit sat me down. And I was fighting through vertigo for like 2.5 years. Then once I came out of that, it was nothing but music there. Like all this shit that was blocked.
Right.
It just started going.
So when you said there was nothing but music there, yeah, was you kind of like fucking with this shit before the shooting and shit? Was this something that you were supposed to be doing and shit?
In life, yes. But, you know, it was a different time then. We ain't have Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes and all of that. It was still like you had to know somebody, especially with us just being from Buffalo or whatever.
Right.
You know, that typical thing, not knowing who to go to, not knowing how to, you know, invest in yourself and go after your dream.
Right.
It took me to, you know, take a couple bullets to get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year? Give me a time frame about the year.
2012.
Okay.
End of 2012. That shit sat me down to 14. And then I just remember one day I woke up and I didn't feel as nauseous as I did just trying to sit up. And when I sat up, it was just nothing but beats that was in my head and shit that I should be seeing. And I met him maybe about two months after that. And he been with me ever since. So that's somebody that can actually say he's seen the whole process, you know, of the evolution of how I might have started and might have slipped through the cracks. I stay quiet. I put the work in. I let the music speak for me. You know, it ain't so much about, I'm that guy.
Right.
You know, it's the content, man. Can you make a record, man? Can you make a song?
Right. No doubt. So, you said these beats was in your head. Tell me about the landscape of Buffalo when you came out of it, when you shook that off your body. You know what I'm saying? When you was able to move around again. What was the hip-hop landscape like in the region?
Griselda, West was starting to catch fire. Or what was that? Hitler 2? Yeah, that was like Hitler. He was like at like Hitler 2 at that point. And we was starting to see him about to go bananas. And, you know, Conway was winning battles and showing dudes. And, of course, Benny was doing what he was doing.
What about the rest of the state? Like the
whole
state was activated.
The whole state was activated. Yeah,
prior, not to, you know, abbreviate Buffalo's, you know, contribution, but it was a body of energy. It was some shit going on up there that kind of like put the light on the whole region. Was your ear there? Was you watching?
Of course.
Like, I can't.
You know how you be standing on the sideline, like,
right.
Put me in.
Let's do it like this. With me, right? I had already, you know, been interviewing a couple of guys from upstate New York and shit like that. Benny, namely, like 2007 or some shit like that. Right? Boom. I cut on the internet one day, and there's this freestyle. This is when everybody was doing those freestyles with the squads. Everybody, whole squad was doing, you know, the Eminem and all of them niggas did it. Him and Royce and all of them did it. Everybody was doing their freestyles, but they had this. There was a freestyle, the Trust Gang freestyle. You remember that? I feel that that was the start of it online. I think that started the bum rush. The music was already out there. We was already listening to 38 Special music and shit. But the guys, they're not together anymore. But the guys who were in that room that day, I think it was probably like 6 MCs. They put the light on, in my opinion, upstate New York. But the Trust Gang movement. Were you inspired by that at all? Shit. Before the Griselda thing, you know, took off, the trust going crazy.
Special.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Personally, to me, I always felt like the hip hop scene in Rochester was just a little bit more than what we had because, you know, people like Nas would come through to Rochester. Nas wasn't pulling up to the low until, you know, some years later or whatever. Green Lantern, and it was good times. Definitely was inspiring, for sure.
Okay. When you started to do your thing, who did you go to for production and shit?
P.A. Dre, for sure. Um, Jimmy Dukes, and once I really started figuring out a budget for myself, I started, reaching around and, caught Apollo Brown and, what I'm saying, things like that. So it took me a minute to know that's the type of production that fit my sound.
Right.
So the sound that I like, it costs.
No doubt, no doubt. P.A. Dre. Tell me how you met the world famous, super talented, multi-talented, crossover dribble, maestro, P.A. Drizzle. How you meet Dre?
Me and Dre met online. Him and, the guy Myth, they had came across some of my music and, reached out and, we started cultivating a friendship from there. You know what I'm saying? And PA came up to see me and we spent some time in a hot ass attic, you know what I'm saying, going through beats and figuring out what we was gonna do. So that's how I cultivated my relationship with PA, and to this day we still tight.
So, since then, y'all kind of like, y'all running together and shit. Because you came across my play by way of my album. Shout out to Dre and the song that y'all did. You and Stan Spit, Herb McGruff.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. Like, how did that come together? When did he contact you? Tell me about the Pillmatic.
Told me you had some dope shit going on. You know what I mean? Told me it was other features and shit. And, just asked me to do my one too. And, anytime he asked me to do something, like, he ain't even gotta ask twice. So, it fit what the record was saying, and I was just happy to be a part of it.
No doubt. Out of your so boom, timeline again. Son of Tony, when did you start the mission professionally, the brand?
16.
2016.
Yeah.
With a project.
Yeah, by that time I was on Son and His Father Take 2. Discovered like it took a budget to make anything work. You know what I'm saying? And I put together what I thought was, a representation of what I could do collectively by myself.
Right.
And that was my first time stepping in the water, and I got to a different level because of it. And, like I said, as child in era, you get to figuring out where you supposed to be, where your lane is, how you supposed to ride, that ride. And that's how I got here today.
No doubt. Give me a list of some of the people you collaborated with thus far.
Nature, Keisha Plum, Sky Zoo, Mickey Fax, Grammy nominated Tish Hyman, Mark Battles, Tragedy Gaddafi, Capadonna, Inspector Deck, Hellfire, shout out to the Wu. Stan Spit, Herb McGruff. I'm pretty sure I'm
nice
I'm
resume.
leaving a few out. Copyright. I know it's a bunch of people I'm leaving out.
Yeah. What was it like working with Capadonna, particularly? I gotta ask about that one.
The Cap. That's the God. Peace to the God. Cap cool. Cap was sitting in his truck. Like 2 years ago, I was on tour with him. He was sitting in his truck. Security, they was just chilling, and once I got off of the stage from killing that shit, they was basically waiting at the end of the stage, like, yo, you was spitting so hard, you made the God Capadonna get out the truck and start clapping. And I'm like, that's that energy, you know what I'm saying? So the God, cool. Like, working with him is just, it's wu-tang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's wu-tang, so I think that says it all.
How you feel about the spotlight being on Buffalo? like it's accessible to y'all now. That hat you wearing, that shit mean a lot now. Shit, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it meant a lot.
I know, I know that. But shout out to Machine Gun and Shady and all the dudes, but yeah, man, like the spotlight is on the city and shit. When you tell somebody where you from and shit, are you received differently now? Are they taking you guys a little bit more serious now?
Most definitely.
For real.
That's the good part. That's the good part. That's the part we've been waiting on.
Right.
And I don't even want to say that in a sense like boys ain't putting in the proper work to get where they supposed to be. But that's the point that we was waiting for.
Right.
You know, as I have never seen as many artists as I do now.
Yeah, me neither.
Everybody right.
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 I love YNX. How you meet X? That's my dude,
guy.
man.
That's my guy. Met YNX through the homie Dame. Big Dame. Shout out to Dame. And, he told me it was somebody that, he wanted me to work with a little bit. Said he a different kid. He nice, all of that. He humble. You know what I'm saying? Wise. I'm like, all right, sound like somebody,
Right.
And I linked with him and we just clicked like that. Like I already saw, where he was on his way to because of what I've been through already. So it's good to see my guy progress and stay hungry and, excel.
Yeah, definitely. Who are you listening to? Who gets you charged up? You know what I'm saying? Make you want to go right and go tear some shit up.
It's still the greats. It's it's Busta, it's Fifth, it's Wu, it's Hove, it's Nas. Nas done went crazy. Like that's 6 projects in 3 years. Like
are they good?
Are they good to me? To
Yeah,
me,
I mean,
yeah, because I'm a student of the game. I love the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like our legends should quit. I don't feel like they should just fade into black like that. Y'all too dope for that shit.
Right.
We still hungry. We still look at y'all like that.
Put out some projects recently. They've been telling me about a song you wrote about $500,000 and shit. That's my favorite MC. You fuck with Half?
Eyes red like 2 tomatoes.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Rest in peace,
yeah. That's that shit, man. Tell me what you got. Shit, this is about to be the 4th quarter of 2023. What you got to close out the year?
Son is a Bastard. No project. Planet Asia, Keisha Plum. Nature from Queensbridge. Good production. Jimmy Dukes from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? D Block. Shout out D Block. Yeah, but I'm about to drop Son is a Bastard next month.
No doubt. Okay. How many projects you got?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Where can people access those projects and shit? Where can they find them at?
My website, sonandtony.com, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, usual places like that. I'm on everything. Everything. Anything I could be on, I'm on here.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine that you could walk into the hip-hop game? That's kind of like what it is now. You nice, you can just be a rapper and be successful at it. All you got to do is just make yourself visible and shit. Whereas there was a point in time where I think you had to know somebody and shit. Now you got niggas recording music in their closet and shit. Putting that shit online. Blowing and shit. How you feel about that?
Mixed feelings. And I don't want to sound like no hater, but for those that's like me and we actually got to get out here and get the bumps and bruises and the nose to the calls and the nose to the questions and shit like that.
Right. For
those that really, really grind for it and they don't see the gains that they really want or the gains that they see for themselves, it's a crazy thing when you could see somebody just push past you overnight. You know what I'm saying? But that's a part of the game too. Everybody get their time. It's about you staying down and staying consistent and having that perseverance to make it through.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that say they could do what we do. I hear the hot bars. Where's the record? Where's the record? It's not a record to me. A lot of these is just soundtracks. Soundtracks to mixtapes. It's not the real mixtape. The real mixtape, it had some R&B in there somewhere, and you felt that shit. Something was striking the soul. That shit don't go to the soul.
Right.
That shit go to the floor. Low vibrational.
Yeah.
Where your intellect, man? Where you teaching somebody something? That's the part of the game that I love the most. You know, the metaphors, the similes, the double, the triple entendres, the reverse, like Nas, and the art of it.
Skill.
Yeah.
Show me something.
Man.
Word. Y'all get treated by WBLK. How do y'all get treated by the radio, man? I've been waiting to drop. That's something I wanted to know, man, because I grew up right here. You know, I grew up listening to WBLK.
It got better.
Like
it got better. It got a lot better. Yeah. But for whatever it may be, I feel like it's a disservice to us as a whole that we don't have what New York City had as far as radio and promoting.
You mean a DJ, a Buffalo K Slay or some shit like that?
In that sense, but just like a station that's dedicated to that, even if it's on a late night.
Right.
You know, that's one thing about New York. Like, it was an abundance of artists, and you got to hear these motherfuckers at all times of night. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a regular set time, so. Yeah.
You could hear some motherfuckers in New York that you've never heard of in your life, like Graphs and all of them niggas.
Buffalo, our sound has been in a time capsule.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was preserved while the music landscape was changing, and now that they see that this shit is here, y'all don't even know that it's really here. It's a lot of great artists from this city. Word.
You feel that maybe the people in power just stuck in their ways? Like, traditionally it was a soul station, right?
Right. Yeah. It's the same old politics.
Yeah.
I think politics stop us from being great. If we could have so many emerging stars, not just from Buffalo and Rochester and Syracuse, because we talking about Stove God too. Stove God went retarded. This is all upstate we still talking about.
Right.
It's like a resurgence of just raw hip hop, and I feel like we deserve to shine for that shit, because we got that shit in abundance.
Right. So, despite, let's say y'all ain't getting the proper support from WBLK, High Shade 45 and all of those other platforms treating you.
They show love.
I done got big spins for Pillmatic and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the internet DJs, the DJs online, especially the ones overseas and shit. How overseas treating you and shit? You got merch?
Overseas, yeah.
Vinyls and shit?
Overseas is dope. That dynamic still fascinates me, because I do get spins in places and I'm like, damn, how is they deciphering the music? But I gotta remember it's hip hop.
Right.
Because I had people reach out from other places, and when they do try to talk to me, the dialect be different, but I could hear them spit our bars word for word. Like,
yeah.
It's the dopest thing. So that's always dope, and they coming along. The fans, they find the music. A lot of it's word of mouth, and then Trackstar the DJ, shout out to Trackstar. He show us love.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Shade 45,
shit,
YNX, Biz, I Kill Ali. Brothers been people been going up there killing it.
Yeah.
I was on there with Infamous Amadeus, Crazy.
That's what it is, man. Shout out to the radio, man. I'm glad they gave us a shot, man. Pillmatic, I didn't expect it to get the exposure that it got. Like, the next day, that shit was on the radio. Dropped that dope. Shit the next day. I couldn't remember a dude's name, but DJ Trackstar.
Trackstar the DJ.
Trackstar the DJ. Yeah, shout out to him. Appreciate you coming through, my man. Tell these people where they can find you out on IG and all of that. We're going to get up out of here.
IG, I am Son of Tony. everything else, sonandtony.com, or, you know, the streaming site, Son and Tony.
Yo, what's happening? It's somebody saying Quinn in the building out here. Gully TV, Frisco, welcome to Frisco, man. Give us the mayor, man. You feel me? In the building.
My man.